seat. Thank you. Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here this evening for our annual National Honor Society induction. This is a night of distinction and honor and one of the most special ceremonies that we do all year. As you can see by the number of students that we have in the center section, we will be inducting 133 new members into the Conestoga chapter of National Honor Society tonight. So that's outstanding. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize some people that are here with us this evening and also thank those that have made the evening possible. If we have any school board members with us in attendance, if you could please stand and be recognized. I see Doug Carlson is here with us, Kevin Burax, and Todd Kantorzik. Thank you. I'd like to thank our musicians. I'd like to thank our officers. They are seated here on stage, and they will very shortly be taking over our ceremony and conducting the induction this evening. I'd like to thank our advisor, Melissa Boltz, for organizing this, and I'd also like to recognize the Faculty Council. They work very hard through the selection process and the application process to make sure that we have the wonderful induction class seated before us tonight, so thank you to them as well. As I mentioned at the opening, this is really one of Conestoga's finest evenings. We recognize students. It's not just an accomplishment that is a high school accomplishment. We see it as something that is a culmination of lots and lots of hard work from the time when you were a little one in the elementary schools. You have started to, at that age, to ingrain yourself with the work ethic and the skills that are necessary to put you in the seat that you're in tonight. So it's a special night. I put my own Honor Society pin on from when I was inducted in high school because it's a special night and it reminds me of when I was in your shoes walking across the stage and being recognized as an inductee myself. Tonight we are going to charge you to uphold the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. And with that charge comes an expectation that you will continue to be role models for all of the students at Conestoga High School. So you'll join those that were inducted last year, and the new 133 members as National Honor Society inductees will be role models for the freshmen, sophomores, and many of our upperclassmen as well. So we will be looking to you to carry that torch. Tonight we will use this ceremony to honor you. Before we do that, we're going to hear from our officers as they speak on the pillars, and we're also going to hear from our superintendent, Dr. Gusick. So it should be a lovely evening. Sit back, relax, enjoy the program. And it's my pleasure to introduce Leonard Chen, President of Conestoga Chapter of National Honor Society.
Great first impression, I'm sorry. All right, my name is Leo Chen, you can call me Leo. And as I said, I'm the president of the National Honor Society. I'm also a senior, so I have one more year left. Juniors, I promise you'll get there soon. And I don't know if it's just, the premature nostalgia kicking in as a senior, but it's pretty crazy to think how quickly this past year has gone by. Because, while I'm up here giving this speech, it only seems like a day ago that I was down here, listening to another one in seemingly the same ceremony. And in that ceremony, I remember walking down those stairwells and through the doors with the blue sash on. I felt so cool, so accomplished. I felt relieved from the stress of applying and from the fear of getting rejected as an applicant. I remember walking up the stage, as you all will, rest assured, and getting my certificate and that beautiful golden NHS pin, ding, But out of all those memories, the thing that I remember the most is the attitude that I had. Weird, right? I felt proud, I felt accomplished, but I also felt complacent almost. I was telling myself as I walked out those doors at the end of the night, hey, induction's over, I got nothing to worry about anymore, To me, NHS was a quick in and a quick out, a sash and dash. All I needed to do was fill out a packet, sit in some ceremony, finish my 15 hours, and then poof, National Honor Society right on the transcript. Beautiful thing, beautiful. Some of you might be thinking the same things right now, and I can tell you that's pretty natural. But looking back a year now, I'll also tell you that things aren't as simple as I originally had thought. And in retrospect, it seemed like I had mixed up the phrase induction ceremony with award ceremony. And there's a really important distinction there. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of this accomplishment, because induction into the National Honor Society is certainly a very notable achievement. What I am saying is that you should look beyond this moment as another trophy to put on your shelf and realize and accept the greater sense of duty you have been called to now. Each of you have been personally selected to be a part of this organization for several reasons. My fellow officers will talk about some of them, and they're scholarship, service, and character. But leadership, which is what I'm talking about, is truly the culmination of all three. Leadership necessitates the determination, grit, and desire of academic scholarship. Leadership requires the altruism, goodwill, and inspiration of selfless service. Leadership demands the conviction, sincerity, and loyalty of character. Well, that's great, Leo, right? You're just talking about leadership. What was that whole spiel about the flashback for? Can you just skip that and add that little bit, Ben? And I'll say, yeah, sure, I could have done that. But I also would have missed the most important and defining mark of a good leader: drive. Because if you plan on walking out those doors at the end of this night feeling satisfied and conceited like I did a year ago, I'll be very frank with you and say that you're missing the point of all of this. Through induction into this society, you have been similarly inducted into the onus of leadership. That leadership takes place in your clubs, your families, your classrooms, your sports teams. That leadership is what continues this timeless cycle of merit which keeps this society, this community, and this world running. You're all here tonight because you proved to us, sitting up here on the stage, of your excellence. But the only way that we can continue this society and continue this world is if through your leadership as a member of this National Honor Society, you cultivate and you grow that excellence in others. Thank you. Almost forgot.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Kovarik, and I am the treasurer of NHS. Good evening, everyone, and once again, congratulations to our newly inducted members. We're very excited to welcome you into the National Honor Society. Your dedication to Conestoga and your determination to excel within the community have made you stand out as some of the school's finest students. You should be proud of your accomplishments. As a member, one of your new responsibilities will be to dedicate yourself towards helping your school and the greater community through acts of service. For over 95 years, service has remained a core value of NHS. Through student-run tutoring program, volunteering, or simply setting a positive example for the underclassmen to emulate, we, as an organization, look for ways to show our commitment to those around us. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Members should strive to make a larger impact on Conestoga and the community by putting the needs of others before their own. During your time with NHS, use your membership as a platform to help others reach the same success you have already achieved. While you sit here, ask yourself, how will you make an impact as a member of NHS over the next few years? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Because your actions will define the future of this program. What you do with your time in this organization will set an example for those attempting to follow in your footsteps. What will you achieve? How will you embody service in your actions? What will your individual mark be? I hope you make the most of your experience and serve others with the spirit of a true NHS member. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Jack Broadhurst, who's the Vice President of NHS. Oh, I'm sorry. Thomas Jensen, I'm so sorry.
Hello, I'm Thomas, as Anna mentioned, Secretary of the National Honor Society. I would like to again congratulate our newest members of the National Honor Society for all of their accomplishments up to this point. You should be proud of the work you have done and look forward to the work you will do in NHS. Most of all, you should recognize your strong character that has admitted you into this organization. The pillar character embodies multiple values central to NHS, from cooperation to respect, honesty to courtesy. We as members strive to emulate all that character encompasses. After all, in our name is honor. The importance of character is so great that Ralph Waldo Emerson once stated, "Character is higher than intellect. A great soul will be strong to live as well as think." Just as NHS values scholarship, it equally does character. NHS members possess a firm sense of integrity that guides them to be honest and reliable. As members, we are to uphold our school's motto, a tradition of excellence. Our great heritage comes in part from past NHS members, who were examples of moral excellence. When we entered Conestoga as freshmen, we continued their legacy of integrity. When we entered NHS, we embodied that excellence. Our chief responsibility is to exemplify our pioneer principles. If we do not have integrity while we are scholars in the classroom, servants in the community, and leaders in the hallways, then our work will be for nothing. So, in our scholarship, service, and leadership, let us never be without character. Thank you and congratulations. I would like to now introduce John Broadhurst.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack Broadhurst and I'm going to be talking to you about scholarship. As Nelson Mandela said, a good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. While the word scholarship is often associated with grades and academic performance, there is much more to the word. Scholarship is one's commitment to learning. One is considered a scholar if one is willing to spend the necessary time and energy on the advancement of knowledge. A scholar loves to learn and seeks to learn so that he or she can contribute to society. The National Honor Society promotes scholarship in order to encourage a love of learning. Learning is a critical part of life, and it is especially important for adolescents, as it is during this time of life that a person develops love of learning. As a young adult cultivates the love of learning, he or she develops a lifelong commitment to it, both in and out of the classroom. As my grandmother always says, if you stop seeking knowledge, then you have stopped living and growing. A true scholar strives for success in all areas of life. He is driven and determined to succeed and to learn. A scholar's work ethic is what makes him or her a scholar. As you know well, success cannot be attained without blood, sweat, and tears. While a scholar works for himself, he also works to further and serve society. Based on this description, a vast number of students at Conestoga would be considered scholars. Why then are you sitting here instead of your other classmates? As NHS inductees, you have demonstrated a strong commitment to scholarship, in addition to the other three pillars of NHS. You stand out. I ask that you continue to stand out and ask that you continue to set an example for your peers. Engage with the world. Examine, explore, and question. Always seek, not for the reward of the grade, but for the reward of new knowledge. Congratulations on your induction. Thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Richard Gusick, our Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you and good evening. I too am honored to congratulate you on your accomplishment You are among the highest achieving students in the best high school in the state and one of the best schools in the nation. And I join in thanking your parents, teachers, support staff, administrators, board members, and community members for supporting your path to success. But mostly, the success is yours, and you've earned it. Enjoy the moment. And this evening, I present the charge of National Honor Society. Your classmates have beautifully described the four pillars that form the foundation of the core values of National Honor Society: scholarship, character, leadership, and service. I remember when I was younger, my father told me that one of the smartest things I could do was to surround myself with people who would make me better. He said, some people can make you worse. Find those who will make you better, and then be that person for them. Scholarship, character, leadership, and service all help those who surround us be better versions of themselves. So I set out to find a way that I could uniquely make an improvement. It turns out that the local American Legion post was in need of a trumpet player who would be willing to play taps at burial ceremonies for local veterans. One of the Legion members would stop by my house, drive me to the cemetery, I would play taps, and then he would drive me back home. Then there was the awkward moment that happened each time when the driver offered to pay me for my service, $1 whole. I would insist that I would accept no fee. I wanted to serve, and it was against the spirit of volunteering. All those decisions at the time felt right. When I volunteered to help, I had no idea how much that small contribution of time on my part would mean to those families. And I don't remember what I needed to do to get into National Honor Society, and I don't remember my induction ceremony. And I can't find my pin. But I won't ever forget how those families felt at that time. So that's your charge. Think creatively on how you will make a unique, positive contribution. And it's always exciting for us to see how that plays out for all of you. Once again, I congratulate you on your induction into National Honor Society.
Thank you, Dr. Gusick. The National Honor Society of Secondary Schools was established in 1921 by the National Association of Secondary School Principals to recognize and encourage scholastically outstanding high school students. Its founders wanted to form a society modeled after Phi Beta Kappa, the undergraduate collegiate honor society. As new inductees, your presence here tonight represents a continuation of this great tradition and represents one more stepping stone in a series of many that will lead to your ultimate success. As part of this tradition, you will be asked to take the Honor Society pledge like all of those before you. So at this time, if you will please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat after me as I read through the pledge with you. I state your name. Pledge to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And maintaining and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you. Please be seated.
At this time, we will call each student to the stage to receive a certificate, a card, and a pin. Don't lose your pins. The assistant principals will be reading your names.
Good evening. Please hold your applause until all of our inductees' names have been read. Lindsay Adler. Mary Grace Allen. Doa Ansari. Priya Aravindan. Erica Behrens, Casey Barris, Liam Burson, Natalia Bertolotti, Simon Bodek, Henry Borska, Wesley Brace, Keegan Braxton, Victoria Budyke, Olivia Burax, Lee Burgess, Isabella Burns, Lauren Cawley, Laura Chamberlain, Dorkan Chang, Prutha Chavan, Caitlin Chen, Benjamin Chu, Ridley Cohen Gilbert, Alexander Connor, Callan Braun, Alexander Cook, Kevin Cooper, Chase Daltrick, Brooke Deasy, Madeline Deming, Lauren Deal, Sporthy Dingari, Anna Donahue, Amelia Dubendorf, Fiona Duffy, Elizabeth Farley, Henry Friedman, Anna Galasso, Ankit Garakapati, Reagan Garrity, Catherine Ginter, Ashley Greenberg, Emily Huppa, Justin Hong, Shannon Huang,
Jack and Sarah, Madeline and Sarah, Sid Ayer, Joel J. Sudesin, Sadie Kantorzik, Everly Case, Andrew Casey, Ella Kessler, Grace King, Julie King, Haley Klinger, Matthew Kovan, Sarah Kundra, Fiona Kurtz, Mitchell Lamb, Madeline LaMonica, Cassidy Landau, Rowena Lane, Abigail Lewis. Catherine Lee. Jason Lin. Laura Liu. John Lyons. Eugene Mack. Cameron Marcus. Daniel Margolis. Katie Martin. Avery Maslowski. Anna Matheny. Anna Mayak. Juliet McLee. Julie McFadden. Declan McGordy. Elise Mignone. Jane Miller. Suma Muvisala. Tara Moon. Madeline Murphy. Samuel Nalbone. James Nasser. Layla Norford. Angela Octavio. Carolyn Polo. Eliza Pence. Auntie Pham.
Sophia Poeta. Kieran Rebholz. Alexander Rennan. Anthony Riley. John Roadcap. Jordan Rowe. Jordan Rosenblum. Catherine Rosenblum. Alexandra Ross. Emily Rasizin. Juliana Schiono. David Silhart. Kavya Singh. Lily Smith. Alex Snyder. Carson Snyder. Cameron Soffer. Georgia Steigerwald. Daniel Stein. Hannah Sue. Emma Suzis. Samuel Tang. Kevin Tao. Willow Thompson. Anna Travis. Karen Tarosi. Kenny Wang. Stephen Wang. Yinglin Wang. Dylan Ward. Joe Wee. Kyla Wheel. Caitlin Winters. Amy Wolgan. David Shu. Runya Shu. Samantha Yao. Josephine Zhang. Warren Zhao. Hannah Zhou. Phoebe Su. Shibo Zhu. Angelina Ziarno. Round of applause for all of our inductees.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Bolts. I am the NHS advisor. It's my pleasure as the advisor to congratulate all the 2017 inductees. Parents and guardians, I know this has been a long journey for you as well, and tonight you should enjoy the pride you're feeling with your child or children. It's truly a remarkable accomplishment considering the hard work over many years that's gone into earning membership into NHS. Students, I look forward to working with you as we serve our school and the community. That is what being a member is truly about, service. At this time, I'd like to thank everyone who prepared and participated in this evening's ceremony. Thank you to Dr. Gusick, Dr. Meisinger, and the administrative team. Also, a big thank you to Mike Starner for providing sounds and lights, to our custodial staff for setting up, to Ms. Gretchen Barkman and Ms. Susan O'Keefe for their assistance preparing tonight's program, to all our current NHS members who helped so much tonight, not only to help organize everything, but to welcome and congratulate new members, and finally to the NHS officers for your leadership. With that being said, I would like to invite everyone out to the main lobby for some light refreshments, and we thank you for coming. Don't forget to return your sashes to the cafeteria, new inductees. Congratulations.